So they have also considered the major JWT token authentication and validation on the pipeline and SSO middleware architecture. So these are very important concepts that we need to consider to analyze on authentication and authorization process. Hey Kodos, what's up? Hope you are doing great. I came with another interesting video. Hope you guys like my previous video, which is on .NET full stack developer interview at EPAM. So I came with another same role interview, this time on Globant company. So here also my friend had attended the interview for the same role. So let's discuss the core concepts that they have covered on the architecture, API design, and security and performance. So this video will be helpful for all the .NET developers who are looking for senior .NET full stack developer roles. So do watch the video till the end. Before getting started, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's go. So here starts with Web API and REST API and .NET design principles. So most of the people think Web API and the REST API are same, but it's not true. So Web API is a framework that is used to build a HTTP services in .NET. Coming to REST APIs, it follows the architectural rules and principles like stateless, cacheability and client-server relation. A Web API can be RESTful if it follows the REST API principles. As you can also see here, a Web API is a concrete framework that designed for building the HTTP based services. Coming to REST APIs, it completely follows the architectural style. So the next question goes like, what are the rules that you will be following to build a .NET project? As we all know, for all type of projects, we will be following the SDLC principle, software development lifecycle, and majorly under the system design concepts, we will be following the solid principles and clean architecture and dependency injection. So the main application is divided into API, database, domain and infrastructure. So this can improve the application maintainability, stability and testability, as testing is very important after the application development. So coming to the migration process, we have covered concept on, so .NET 8 is reaching the end of the support. How will you manage the migration? So we can explain like, first we will be updating the SDK and target framework version. So here we can understand the prerequisites and TFM update. Then we will go to the upgrade dependencies, thereafter refactor and test and deploy and monitor. And the main critical requirements includes, so refactoring the deprecated APIs. So automated testing is mandatory for the production release. So they have also considered the major JWT token authentication and validation on the pipeline and SSO middleware architecture. So these are very important concepts that we need to consider to analyze on authentication and authorization process. So they have completely asked about how does the JWT token validation will happen. Coming to SSO, it stands for single sign-on. User will be signing on once and he can handle the application any number of times without login. So it is commonly implemented using OpenID or else Azure ID. So in this slide we can understand the validation architecture, how the JWT token validation will happen end to end. So middleware will be fetching the JSON web key sets to verify the signatures automatically. Coming to C# architecture deep dive. So it contains the entire information about HTTP response and request. And coming to dynamic keyword, by using dynamic keyword, it will bypass the compile time type checking. So the actual type will be resolved at the runtime. And they also asked about the differences of filters and middleware. So middleware will be running for every request. Middleware will be running at every request and works on the application pipeline. Coming to filters, this will be executed at only MVC and associated with controllers or actions. So they have also covered the application point of view question, like if an API becomes suddenly slow, how will you investigate and handle that situation? So here we can explain like we'll be checking the logs and handling the monitoring tools to identify the bottlenecks. So we can also add on like checking the database connections, indexes, and query retrievals, and the CPU consumption. Coming to the performance troubleshooting and investigating and optimizing the slow APIs. So here you can investigate the bottlenecks by checking the logs and monitoring tools and analyzing the executed SQL queries. Here, to optimize the performance of APIs, we can enhance the database, create caching for frequently accessible data, and we can also optimize the code in using async await functions to handle the asynchronous operation gracefully. I have also added the Notion sheet in the comment section, so do check out the sheet for more concepts and answers. Hope you guys like this video. See you in the next video. Bye.